The Illinois State Treasurer's Office Women's History Month Outstanding Achievement in Workforce and Labor recipient is Amy Rueff. Amy lives in Decatur and has worked her entire career as a union member. Amy is the Resource Director for the Illinois AFL-CIO, where she has worked since 2004. And this job allows her the opportunity to work with unions representing nearly 900,000 members throughout the state of Illinois. Her duties include development of educational trainings, seminars, and conferences for the state organization, as well as involvement in mobilizing around community and political campaigns. She works closely with the 22 central labor councils and 20 building and construction trades councils in Illinois, and she is a proud 36-year union member. Prior to employment at the AFL-CIO, Amy began her career in 1986 working for Illinois Power at the Clinton Nuclear Power Station, where she worked as a word processor operator and administrative clerk. She was a member of IBEW Local 1306 and served as chief steward, unit recorder, vice president, and executive board president, and was the youngest president ever elected at the age of 28. In 1996, she was elected to serve as the AFL-CIO Community Services Liaison with United Way and Decatur Building Trades, promoting union involvement in philanthropy and volunteerism. She continues to serve as an officer of Decatur Trades and Labor Assembly and coordinates activities such as Workers' Memorial Day, the Letter Carriers Food Drive, Labor Day activities, and various fundraisers. She also serves as the treasurer of the Springfield and Central Illinois Trades and Labor Council, and she's currently a member of Labor's Local 362. Ms. Rueff works in Springfield and lives in Decatur with her husband Rick, and she has 2 sons, 3 stepdaughters, and 13 grandchildren. So all of that, I think maybe one of the more interesting things about you, Amy, is you grew up in Wapella, Illinois, and you're the youngest of 19 children.
Yes.
Did I hear that right?
Yes.
We could talk for a long time about what that was like, but tell us, what is it like being number 19 out of 19?
Oh, it's great. I love it. I always compare my family to a union, and my older brothers and sisters fought for everything that I got. And I understood seniority, but I got the best of everything. So it's great.
Well, great. My first question is going to be how long you've been involved in labor unions, but it sounds like since birth. But how long have you been involved in your career in labor unions?
So I started at the age of 19 as a union member at the Clinton Power Station. I actually worked from the age of 12 because I grew up on a farm and we worked in the fields. And so I had a lot of responsibility. But I started at the age of 19, been a union member for 36 years. I was IBEW then, and I loved every minute of it.
Great. So it's easy to be part of a union and do your job and then to go home to your family and do whatever. What influenced you to become an advocate for people in workforce and in labor?
Well, a big part of my influence was I came from a big family. And so I was, family is very important to me. But when I started working, my union sisters, I was in a clerical union, which was 90% female, but my union sisters were my family. And so what really influenced me to step up was a lot of them would complain and be concerned about things, but they were afraid to say anything. And I might not always stand up for myself, but I wasn't going to let anybody pick on them. And so I quickly, like at the age of 20, became a union steward and started going to management and saying, we have concerns, and making it a collective voice on the job, which I fit into very well. And I really, really have enjoyed doing that.
Great. Now, so you started early. Did you face any obstacles when you became the youngest president to ever be elected IBEW 1306 at the age of 28?
Yes, I did. There's always, I think when you're a younger generation, there are a lot of discrimination against young workers because, the older workers think they don't have enough experience, and what would they do in this situation? Can they handle themselves? So I did come up against that a little bit. I did have an opponent who was kind of a cornerstone of the union. He had been there when they organized many years prior. And I won pretty easily because I would just go out and talk to people and say, hey, I'm a worker like you. We were mostly female. They wanted a female voice in there. And I kind of overcame those obstacles and became president. And then, of course, I worked hard to make sure that they were happy with their selection and that everything went great.
Well, you have been involved in many aspects of labor union and labor movement, and you also have been very involved in your community. one of the things I saw is you co-founded the Michael E. Champagne Scholarship Foundation. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Yes. So Michael Champagne he's a good friend of mine, but he was the CLC president when I first started working at United Way and as a community outreach for labor unions. And he was just very passionate about labor councils. He was very passionate about being involved in organizing into unions, about political education and electing labor-friendly candidates, and about the community. And so he mentored a lot of people. When he passed away in 2007, we wanted to think of a way that could kind of let his legacy carry on, but also give back to the labor movement by providing scholarships for education to members and their children to go to college or to go to trade school or to get into the building trades apprentice programs. And that's been really successful. We've given away over $56,000 to union members and their families. And so that's something I'm really proud of that we've done. And I hope to just continue to grow that over the years.
Great. You had mentioned Michael's passion. You clearly have a passion for labor movement, for your union brothers and sisters. Outside of work, what are you passionate about?
Well, I'm passionate about a lot of things, and a lot of it is work related because I love my community. Many years ago, my home flooded, and it was social service agencies that helped me and my family get through that. Salvation Army, the Red Cross, places like that. So working with not-for-profits is kind of a passion of mine. We started a charitable fund called We Are One Community, where we raise money from union members all year round. And then on Labor Day every year, we give that back. So that is a big passion, which makes my job fun because I love what I do. But then, of course, my number one passion is my grandchildren. I have 13 grandchildren, and they range in age between about 9 months, and my oldest one is 13. So they're a great age, and we have so much fun, and my weekends are full of children. It reminds me of my big family, and I just really enjoy watching them grow and have fun together. So that's my main passion is my kids, but it all connects back to community. It all connects back to every, the children's museum, the zoo, all those community things. It all relates to family, and it's all about where we live, work, and retire. And I'm happy I've got a family to share that with me.
Great. I can relate to that completely. I love my job. I love helping people in this state. But I think my big passion is my 13-year-old daughter. And it's a wonderful age.
Yes.
So if someone is watching this and they think, wow, that sounds like an exciting career, something I considered, or maybe I want to be a change leader, a leader in organized labor, what words of wisdom would you offer someone who's interested in following in your footsteps or being a leader in the labor movement?
Well, I think first of all, I would say do it. That's, it is important, and we need leaders. And so I would say do it. But my favorite quote that I tell people when they get started is every expert was once a beginner, and you just have to take that first step. And there's lots of people to help you along the way. That's now at this point in my career, I really enjoy finding a young person that's interested in being a union president and helping them get there and introducing them to the people that they need to be introduced to. Or when an elected official like Mike Frerichs comes to town, go up and introduce them to him, shake his hand, and explain what that person does to give them understanding the whole full circle of what this is all about. There's something very rewarding about helping a person on the job who is either afraid to speak up because they fear retaliation, or they just don't know what to say. There's just so much fulfillment in being able to talk to that person, go to their management and say, let's see how we can work this up and come with a solution. There's no better job. So I would encourage and remind people to do it, to ask for help, and I'm happy to help them as well.
Great. Wonderful advice. What a great way to end. And Amy, I think that's why you were chosen to be our Women's History Month awardee for labor. And it's been a pleasure talking with you. We could go on for a while, but thanks, Amy. Thanks for all you do.
Thank you very much. I'm honored by this. I appreciate it. Thank you.